think about it.
So you have the raw eggs, you have the raw meat, and you cook it sometimes. What's the ideas behind that? Where did you come across to even begin?
So there's a book called The Primal Diet.
Okay.
It's by this nutritionist slash doctor, who was actually, yeah, they say it was an accident, but he was killed off by like the CIA for pretty much promoting a diet that would cure people instead of make them more sick, right? And it was talking about this, like having like raw eggs, raw honey, raw meat, all this other stuff, and there's been thousands of people get cured of like cancer and like life-threatening diseases. Like they were in sick health, and they went on this diet and they were completely cured, right? And he rejected all the traditional medical advice by all the doctors at the time. And I mean, he put out a book, and I believe shortly after he put out his books and stuff, he was taken out. They say he fell off his porch and died, but
Fell off his porch, eh?
yeah, as an extremely healthy male, he fell, like all falling off your porch and dying. Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a gentleman named Dr.Sebi. I don't know if you heard of him or not.
No.
He was a African based doctor from Honduras, I think. Well, that's not Africa, but I think he's from Honduras. He was a black guy, and he preached a similar thing. It was a raw diet, but it was raw vegetables only. And he actually ended up they took him to court. He went and he took the case all the way to the Supreme Court because they claimed that he was advertising being able to cure cancer. And he actually ended up winning that case because he was able to prove that the diets that he put his patients on actually got rid of the cancer and all the other ailments that they were experiencing. So needless to say, not too long after that, he died as well.
Randomly, right?
Well, no, they actually, he was traveling through Honduras. They put him in jail, but he was an elderly man. He was about 70 years old, but he was strong, he was healthy, but they mistreated him in jail.
Mistreated.
Yeah.
Right.
He never made it out. So, so I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, I think they don't. The pharmaceutical industry, they have an incentive to keep people sick. They want to keep you sick so that they can continue to make money off of you. Right. It's kind of like the Matrix. It's like I don't know if you remember that scene in the Matrix where everybody's there's still embryos and the Matrix is feeding off of everybody's blood. It's like
off their energy.
Off of their energy. So it's the same thing. It's really similar.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, I mean that movie is of course iconic, right? In time, and instead of like getting extracted for your body heat, you're extracted of your time, right? And you're working for the Matrix, right? So, yeah, I mean to that point, right? I mean the diets that we have play such a critical role in how successful you are, right? Like say you even do manage to make a bunch of money and you're sick, you're fat, right? Like, how can you even enjoy life, right?
Right.
You can't. Right?
It's very difficult.
Like, you don't want to be like, a fat billionaire,
It's probably the worst.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, if, like, for people listening, right, like, just start. I mean, you can read that book, The Primal Diet. His name's, like, Ajonas something. It's like kind of out of circulation, so you gotta like find it like on like the Google like pirate sites or whatever, because they don't even like print them anymore.
It's a conspiracy. They're trying to kill the books off, bro. It's crazy.
It is. Yeah, they stop printing them. You can't even get them easily. But I'm part of a few groups where it's like it's easy access. But stop drinking tap water. Start. Drinking raw eggs.
It's turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, and exactly. And just see how you feel, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't take my word for it. Like, just go on it. Do it for a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See how you feel.
And speaking of, like, the fuel and the energy to keep you going in business, what is it that you do exactly? How are you able to maintain such a high level of success in your business?
Yeah, so, I mean, besides all the health things, right, I mean, I do take, like, caffeine, nicotine, all that. And that's been able to help me focus over long periods of time. But besides that, I believe it's just having a good routine in place, right? Like every morning I meditate. That helps me focus. I work out every day. Like even if I don't go to the gym, which I try to, I just do like push-ups, whatever.
Yeah.
In between every hour of working, I just do some push-ups. And yeah, just making sure that your environment is conducive, like no distractions, phone on D&D.
All day long, huh?
Yeah, all day long. Yeah, like I check when I want to check it, right? And just having that laser focus and focusing on the right things too. Like once you achieve a certain level of success in business, it's all about systems. It's all about infrastructure. It's all about managing your team effectively, right? And you still work hard, right? Like I still work a lot.
But you work 10 times better when you have the systems and infrastructure in place.
Exactly. Like without the systems and infrastructure in place, you can't achieve a very high level of success, right? You can't do everything on your own, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's
I
very
tried.
hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have this mindset of like, oh, the lone wolf and all this other stuff. And as a man, you can't be doing that. Like that's why we have brotherhood. That's why we have groups that that we're both part of.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's very important to have that between men because it's lost nowadays. Like back in the day, we had war and all that stuff. Right. That would create brotherhood. We don't have really wars anymore. We live in a time of peace. Right. So we have to create our own brotherhood.
Peace here, but not peace. We create the chaos for other poor countries to handle.
For other countries. I mean, and even though everything in Ukraine and all that terrible, whatever, like there's still a strong brotherhood being built there between all the men. Yeah. And they will come out stronger, even though it's absolutely horrific. Yeah. Right? But it's things like that, like going through tough, very, very extremely tough times like that creates strong men. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And and we go through. I mean, in America, we go through very, very easy times. I'd say. Yeah. It's very easy to be a loser, in America, and just have a roof over your head, and work a 9 to 5, and just go to work and watch Netflix all day and do whatever. It's like it's easy.